Welcome and hi everyone. I'm Nihajida. So for practical one, this basic concept of statistic and variation, we are going to measure the length and width of the levers for species Elacorpus nitidus. In Malay, we call it mendung. The taxonomy for level family is Elacorpus.
This is the table of measurements, 5 sets of Elacorpus nitidus leaves for its length and width. This experiment had been conducted by using 10 leaves each set. The descriptive statistics, mean, variance, and standard deviation were calculated using the data collected. Variance for leaves length in each set were calculated. First set is 0.93, followed by 0.55, 0.42, 0.87, and 1.23, while for leaves width were 0.04, followed for the next set which are 0.04, 0.08, 0.17, and 0.19. Next, for the standard deviations of leaves length in each set were calculated 0.96, 0.74, 0.65, 0.93, and 1.11, while for leaves width were 0.2, 0.2, 0.28, 0.41, and 0.44. Based on the table, there were differences in the mean of the length between 5 sets of leaves. There were 8.34, 8.94, 9.06, 7.82, and 8.27. This difference may be due to the error that occurred during the collections of leaves. This is because there were various parts of the plant that were collected because of the upper part of the plant may have a smaller size of the leaves compared to the lower part. The leaves on the top were exposed to the sunlight and moving air, which caused the rate of water to increase, so the size of the leaves were smaller. However, the leaves on the bottom were bigger in order to capture more of the partially filtered sunlight and due to the environment being shady and moisture. The mean of the width for the 5 sets of leaves were quite similar, which are 3.23, 3.31, 3.34, 2.73, and 3.02. This may be due to the being tightly controlled by the genetic factors and environmental factors, which are biotic factors and abiotic factors. The soil of the plant were composed of mineral nutrients, decaying plants, and water, which are absorbed by the plant. Therefore, the properties of the soil have a distinct effect of plant growth and development.
We're moving on to next question. What is meant by variance? The levers have different measurements of width and length. What is the meaning of this statement? Discuss with respect to variance what is meant by standard deviation. So, the answer is variance defined as value of square from mean over total value or reclassified as the squared deviation of a random variable from its means. Informally, it measures how far a set of numbers are spread out from their average value. The meaning of this statement, the levers have different measurement of width and length, is about the measurement of width and length on different levers have different value, since that the levers from different parts of plants, which mean that the parts of levers we get was from 3 different parts of stem, upper part, lower part, and middle part of the stem. From that sentence, we can say that the levers have different measurement of width and length due to levers come from different parts of stem which measurement had taken. According to this experiment, there are 10 levers for each 5 sets, which we will have 50 levers in total. The value of variance in length and width for each set is for set 1 0.93 and 0.04, set 2 0.55 and 0.04, set 3 0.42 and 0.08, set 4 0.87 and 0.17, and lastly for set 5 1.23 and 0.19. Shown that from the statement the value, length and width for the levers have different measurement. It is extremely important as a means to visualize and understand the data being considered. Standard deviation is defined as a measure of the amount of variation or dispersion of a set of values. It is also used to show how the measurements for a group of data are spread out from the average or mean. Standard deviation divided into two standards, which are low standard deviation and high standard deviation, that indicates that the value land too close to the mean of the set, and high standard deviation indicates that the value are spread out over a wider range. For the last question of this post-lab is, why is it necessary to have different sets of measurement for the measurement of leaf width and length? So the answer is, it is necessary to have different sets of measurements for the measurement of leaf width and length to get a result that shows the plants contain the same characteristic or not. It is also necessary in order to obtain a valid data and results where we can have an average measurement of levers instead of only use a few levers. The last one is conclusion. And a conclusion, this experiment was able to demonstrate the basic concept of statistics and variation from the graph. The correlation of the levers can be observed. For the conclusion, I can conclude that this experiment was able to demonstrate the basic concept of statistics and variation. From the graph, the correlation of the levers can be observed. The range of graph length versus width were between 6.0 to 7.0. This is because they were affected by the location of levers on the plant, the genetic factor as well as environmental factor.
So in our quadrant, we have 4 trees, which is consists of the first tree. This tree is from family Sapindaceae, or the species name is Pometia pinnata, or originally we call it Kasai daun besar. It came from India, Indochina and Malaysia. For our second tree, the family name is Dipterocarpaceae, and the species name is Dryobalanops sumatransis, and we originally call it Kapo, and it came from Semenanjung, Malaysia, Sumatra and Borneo.
Okay, next we have Anacardia tree from species Parisia insiclis, and its original name is Sakum. It came from Semenanjung, Malaysia, Borneo, Sumatra and Myanmar. Lastly, we have the Dipterocarpaceae, which from species Hopia odorata. It's in Malay we call Merawan siput jantan, and it came from Indochina, Semenanjung, Malaysia.
After we finished our practicals at Taman Botani, we had a lunch and then headed to wetland which located in the center of Putrajaya. There, we will brief more about wetland, which are considered as Putrajaya's kidneys that play an important role in ensuring ecosystem in Putrajaya are balanced through natural water filtration of two major rivers flowing into Putrajaya. the Chua and Sungai Bisa along with 3 other rivers. After that, we had another activity which was finding at least 5 plants required around the wetland and paste it onto a paper. One of it was Claria sumatransis. Tools like scissors and tape were provided by the staff. Along the activity, we were not only surrounded by plants but animals like flamingos and fishes. At the end of the day, we were given a chance to represent our group and share our thoughts and outcome in front of everyone. We really had so much fun there and gained more knowledge about the function of grass to our ecosystem.